He looked up at Bannerman, and the sheriff involuntarily took a step backward. Johnny's eyes were cool and somehow inhuman. His dark hair blew wildly around his white face, and overhead the winter wind screamed through the black sky. His hands seemed welded to the bench. "I'm so fucking slick," he said clearly. A triumphant smile had formed on his lips. His eyes stared through Bannerman. Bannerman believed. No one could be acting this or putting it on. And the most terrible part of it was, he was reminded of someone. The smile, the tone of voice. Johnny Smith was gone. He seemed to have been replaced by a human blank. And lurking behind the planes of his ordinary features, almost near enough to touch, was another face. The face of the killer. The face of someone he knew. "Never catch me because I'm too slick for you." A little laugh escaped him, confident, lightly taunting. "I put it on every time, and if they scratch or bite, they don't get a bit of me because I'm so slick." His voice rose to a triumphant, crazy shriek that competed with the wind, and Bannerman fell back another step, his flesh crawling helplessly, his balls tight and cringing against his guts. Let it stop, he thought. Let it stop now, please. Johnny bent his head over the bench. Melting snow dripped between his bare fingers. Snow. Silent snow, secret snow. She put a clothespin on it so I'd know how it felt. How it felt when you got a disease. A disease from one of those nasty fuckers. They're all nasty fuckers and they have to be stopped. Yes, stopped. Stop them. Stop. The stop. The stop. Oh my God, the stop sign. He was little again, going to school through the silent, secret snow. And there was a man looming out of the shifting whiteness. A terrible man. A terrible black grinning man with eyes as shiny as quarters, and there was a red stop sign clutched in one gloved hand. Him! Oh my God, don't let him get me, Mama, don't let him get me! Johnny screamed and fell away from the bench, his hands suddenly pressed to his cheeks. Bannerman crouched beside him, badly frightened. Behind the rope the reporters stirred and murmured, "Johnny, snap out of it. Listen, Johnny." "Slick," Johnny muttered. He looked up at Bannerman with hurt, frightened eyes. In his mind he still saw that black shape with the shiny quarter eyes looming out of the snow. His crotch throbbed dully from the pain of the clothespin the killer's mother had made him wear. He hadn't been the killer then, oh no, not an animal, not a pussbag or a shitbag or whatever Bannerman had called him. He'd only been a scared little boy with a clothespin on his... "Help me get up," he muttered. Bannerman helped him to his feet. "The bandstand now," Johnny said. "No, I think we ought to go back, Johnny." Johnny pushed past him blindly and began to flounder toward the bandstand, a big circular shadow up ahead. It bulked and loomed in the darkness, the death place. Bannerman ran and caught up to him. "Johnny, who is it? Do you know who—" "You never found any scraps of tissue under their fingernails because he was wearing a raincoat," Johnny said. He panted the words out. "A raincoat with a hood. A slick, final raincoat. You go back over the reports. You go back over the reports and you'll see. It was raining or snowing every time. They clawed at him, all right. They fought him. Sure they did. But their fingers just slipped and slid over it. Who, Johnny? Who? I don't know. But I'm going to find out." He stumbled over the lowest of the 6 steps leading up to the bandstand, fumbled for his balance, and would have lost it if Bannerman had not gripped his arm. Then they were up on the stage. The snow was thin here, a bare dusting, kept off by the conical roof. Bannerman trained his flashlight beam on the floor, and Johnny dropped to his hands and knees and began to crawl slowly across it. His hands were bright red. Bannerman thought that they must be like chunks of raw meat by now. Johnny stopped suddenly and stiffened like a dog on point. "Here," he muttered. "He did it right here." Images and textures and sensations flooded in. The copper taste of excitement, the possibility of being seen adding to it. The girl was squirming, trying to scream. He had covered her mouth with one gloved hand. Awful excitement. Never catch me, I'm the invisible man. Is it dirty enough for you now, Mama? Johnny began to moan, shaking his head back and forth. Sound of clothes ripping, warmth, something flowing, blood, semen, urine. He began to shudder all over. His hair hung in his face. His smiling, open face caught inside the circular border of the raincoat's hood as his, hands close around the neck at the moment of orgasm and squeeze, and squeeze, and squeeze. The strength left his arms as the images began to fade. He slipped forward now, lying on the stage full length, sobbing. When Bannerman touched his shoulder, he cried out and tried to scramble away, his face crazy with fear. Then, little by little, it loosened. He put his head back against the waist-high bandstand railing and closed his eyes. Shudders raced through his body like whippets. His pants and coat were sugared with snow. "I know who it is," he said. 15 minutes later, Johnny sat in Bannerman's inner office again, stripped to his shorts and sitting as close as he could to a portable electric heater. He still looked cold and miserable, but he had stopped shaking. "Sure you don't want some coffee?" Johnny shook his head. "I can't abide this stuff." "Johnny," Bannerman sat down, "do you really know something?" "I know who killed them. You would have gotten him eventually. You were just too close to it. You've even seen him in his raincoat, that shiny all-over raincoat. Because he crosses the kids in the morning. He has a stop sign on his stick, and he crosses the kids in the morning." Bannerman looked at him, thunderstruck. "Are you talking about Frank? Frank Dodd? You're nuts!" "Frank Dodd killed them," Johnny said. "Frank Dodd killed them all." Bannerman looked as though he didn't know whether to laugh at Johnny or deal him a good swift kick. "That's the craziest goddamn thing I've ever heard," he said finally. "Frank Dodd's a fine officer and a fine man. He's crossing over next November to run for municipal chief of police, and he'll do it with my blessing." Now his expression was one of amusement mixed with tired contempt. "Frank's 25. That means he would have had to have started this crazy shit when he was just 19. He lives at home very quietly with his mother, who isn't very well. Hypertension, thyroid, and a semi-diabetic condition. Johnny,